Ah, the Gnote pen. Nocco never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first. Let's see.
Puri kumbala mua. Urasa durut.
Nooks.
Ferena masalapu.
She wonders if you remember her. She's Nocco. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid.
Kanamunt.
Nocco remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any.
Kanyala nodoro.
But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going.
Kanyala nodoro.
Believes everyone needs direction in this broken world. Your only hope is that you'll end up in a good place once all this is over.
Asil natu.
She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least.
Akamonu.
Nocco says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail.
Kamonu.
Then you are stronger than her. She can't help wanting Lupa Lupin to pay for what he did to her Gnotes, despite the fact it's against her nature.
There's a bright day coming!
Hey, that's going to get you burned.
The only one getting burned around here is you.
That stings.
Oh, do you want some first aid for that?
Kanamunta.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones.
Amu.
The choices can be overwhelming, but you have to choose, or you just stay where you are. And what kind of choice is that?
Andro?
So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the Gnotes die with it.
Inadabsunka?
Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out.
Pala.
Excited that you circled up with the Ankati. They might wheeze a lot, but they treat their Gnotes well.
Arialoche nui mumera.
Guesses you might not be able to hear it, but they have to work those lungs so hard her sharp ears can't help but notice.
Pala.
But let's not speak of that now.
Asana yotpa.
She has an idea where the Majut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Majut Meadow. The Majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you.
Kodotuku.
You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater.
Kanamunta.
She's sad that something as wild as the hoof puff can't be tamed, but has to come to terms with the fact that you need to stop it. It's quieter here, away from the sky. gooing of the water in the ground is spreading. Not enough key energy. You might want to fall back. That hurt him. That's going to leave a mark. Yes, some e-waste for you. You found the Majut meadow. Watch out for the Majut. Wow, wow, wow. Make sure you don't walk off a cliff while you're night blind. First. You're not dead yet.
Kamu.
Now that
Ferena masala kamonu.
the
Kanoruta.
she says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut.
Kamonu.
She figured
Inadabsunka.
Noko is always willing.
Anora kapapom.
Didn't I? The world is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Wood scrap's great for building things. You shouldn't be surprised if you stumble on more of these. It's an electropanel, a closed loop that pushes voltage spark. Flick the switches in order to greenlight the current and activate the electrons in the panel. That clicked. You need to switch up the flick pattern. You need to flick the switches in order to process power through the panel. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. Disgusting. Biohazard. That's a motored blind box dispenser. These auto markets were quite popular in the long gone for those who had coin left for fun. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. What you see is what you get. Once it's out of the blind box, that is. You need to point its face in the right direction. Beefed up.
Urasa durut.
With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned.
Tukonda.
She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got.
Domale tuk.
The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world mecha-Majut.
Asa durutu.
If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo Shopperia while scavenging for treats for the Gnotes. That's not so far away.
Polakudo.
Seems to her they preferred the Mechamajuts over the living counterparts in the old world. Maybe the Gnotes were near extinct.
Domale tuk.
Noko is always willing to help.
Asil matu.
Yuck! That there's a sludge gush field where the company used to suck sludge from the underground. Now it's all over. The Smilo Shopperia. Guess shopping here put a smile on your face. This is an epic already. How it ends is up to you. Locked, but good. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. At least there's no parade around for it to rain on. Now hold up. You need to loosen the bolts without rattling the mechanism. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Nocco. That's Knuckle Down. It's got an upgrade bench in that little blimp up there. Let's see. This might be the end of everything as we know it. Says you'll get a special price and a wrap-up on the double. Shop sharp. Asks you to check out the... always find good use for things like that. No time to graze, let's go. Ride like the wind. Now that the Majut's got a mouthful of Bon Gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the Majut is ready to ride.
Andro?
Nocco's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff.
Pial tu mag.
She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe.
Turi kumbalamua.
You'll find Mito at Bright Light. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths.
Kala.
She's noticed the front teeth seem to be a little loose, so you might be able to pull them out with the pull hook. Hey, a mount has no gears to grind. You get used to the beastly smell, I hear. This place is called Brightlight. Mito lives close by. With the world getting darker by the day, there's not much time left to save it. And even though you've play a huge part in that. Figures that doesn't make it any less worth fighting. You found your way through the hopes you no matter where you're wonders if you know how much of an feels good about you joining flames with the Ankati. He once helped them build a bonfire on top of the world. Figures they have their priorities in. Says he assumed this. He senses you're like the dayfly, living every day like it's your. Finding yourself a glitter moth would give you that glimmer of hope you need to continue all the way to the end. Figures you should do it if you want to become as enlightened as him. Don't hug your mount. It's not your friend. You're in pain. As long as karma exists, the world changes, and we change with it. Glittermoth Cave is right here. There's a serenity about